So at the end of May, we went on a family vacation with our children, and their ages 22 down to 16 years old. We decided to allow significant others to go along on the trip with us. And over the course of the trip, two of my older children, my adult children, witnessed my 16-year-old's girlfriend slapping him. And it was in anger, and she, exclaimed something like angry at him before she did it. And they told me about it. The last day is when I found out what was going on. So the next day we drove home, and we sent her home immediately, and we broke the news to my son that we needed a separation. The original intention was for it just to be, we're breaking you up and we're done. He has been suicidal in the past. He's been on medication and he's been healing from that. But there's concern with, what that would do. Through our conversation, we decided that we'll reevaluate in 3 months.
No. Why? I'm sorry I'm interrupting here, but why? He's in a physically abusive relationship.
Because I'm scared, and the amount of devastation I've never seen him so racked with sobs at the idea of losing this person that he thought he was meant to be with. And I know he's 16, and I know how 16-year-olds feel about their relationships.
I know, and 16-year-olds are supposed to deeply weep when they get broken up, when they break up.
But it's like, it's our fault. It feels like it's our fault.
That's okay. That's okay. It's okay. Y'all got in the middle of him in an abusive, unsafe relationship. Good for you. And it's supposed to feel bad when you see your son sobbing because of a parental intervention, but y'all did the right thing.
I know that. The 3 months I've thought about that and why did we do that? But I was just scared he would hurt himself because I knew he had been that way in the past. And so we immediately got him into therapy. We cut off all ties and told her mother that they're not to communicate, and that at least for the 3 months they're not to communicate, and that we would be getting him help. So we went into therapy, and he wanted me to go in with him. And during the course of that, about session 6, the therapist looked at me in front of him and said, "I don't think he's going to change his mind." And that was the end of that. She was like, "I don't think I can help y'all because he's dug in. He's not going to change his mind about this."
Change his mind about what?
About wanting her back.
He's 16. He's 16. He's 16.
Yeah, he is.
Adults, whether they're parents or therapists, don't give up on 16-year-olds.
Yeah. And I have it. And so, he started to come out of it. He was like, "I don't think I need therapy. I'm doing okay." And, I was happy. I thought he was healing. And then about a couple of weeks ago, he said, "We have 13 days left." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he said, "Until the 3 months is up." Like he's expecting something to happen. And we gave him that hope. And I know that was the wrong thing. And then less than a week later, we discovered through one of our older children helping us check his phone that he has actually been communicating with her.
Of course he has.
I don't know for how long.
Yeah, of course he has. Yeah.
Snapchat has been the way because it disappears. And I'm Generation X. I don't know how all of that works. I don't know how to check a phone to see if you've been communicating.
Well, most importantly, no teenager should have Snapchat, period. I think it's one of the most evil, awful apps a child can have.
Okay.
For that very reason.
Okay. So now he's re-devastated because he knows that he's violated that.
Mm-hmm.
And that now he's scared to death that there's no hope at all. And I haven't known what to say. My husband has been very firm the entire time that this is not okay and that it doesn't matter, because my son keeps saying, when I was suicidal, I prayed for somebody to come into my life and help me. And she did. And she helps me to not do that. And she has helped me along the way to be a better Christian and to read the Bible more and to, she's become a Christian through our relationship, and she's all these great things. We have so much in common. I feel like God wanted us to be together. And
Jennifer, listen to me though, sweetheart. He's 16. He's 16. He is being exactly developmentally appropriate for a 16-year-old.
This morning he wrote us a note because he knew I was talking to you. He's given your blessings as long as it's anonymous to him. He's given his blessing for us to talk to you. But
hold on, Jennifer, why? Why would you go to your 16-year-old for his blessing? Just hearing the term 9 to 5 can be a drag, so my friends at Cozy Earth are here to help make your 5 to 9 way more comfortable. I love Cozy Earth's pants and all-day t-shirts. They're soft, breathable, and super tough. And my wife loves their pajamas, and my whole family loves Cozy Earth sheets. They're super comfortable, and they keep us cool when it's hot outside. Try them risk-free for 100 nights. You can save 40% off your entire order at cozyearth.com/Delony. Why would you go to your 16-year-old for his blessing?
Because he was there when I got the call from your show.
I know, hon, but listen, this 16-year-old boy is carrying your emotional weight. It's too heavy. I'm getting the strong sense that you need him to be okay so that you can be okay.
Yeah,
and that's the definition of codependency, and a 16-year-old can't carry that weight.
That's true.
It's so
true.
heavy.
I've had to take counsel on so many people to make sure it's the right thing to keep them apart, because it hurts so bad to see him so sad. And he's laid in my lap and cried. And I know I could take it away if I just gave him what he wants. But
hold on, he's not on the phone right now. I'm worried about you.
It's just so hard to watch my child suffer.
That's very true. No question about that. It's the worst. It's the worst part of being a parent. Watching your kid's heart get ripped out by a romantic crush. It's the worst.
He's the one.
Of course, all 16-year-olds do.
Yeah, I know.
That's the awesomeness of being 16.
I know that logically. But my husband's been speaking that into my life the whole 3 months. He's been
okay. But let's flip this around.
To talk me down.
Let's flip this around. What is it about finding out somebody was abusing your son, letting him go through that slow drip of poison, is more comfortable for you than the 3 months, 6 months, a year of discomfort of a 16 and 17-year-old, which not every, but many teen parents have?
That's what my husband says too. Like, it's worth it.
And here's the other thing. With a 16-year-old, it has to be way more than words. What does that mean? Your son has to feel he's got relational value through his parents.
We've really, really been working on that. I've had very many good conversations with him.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Not conversations. When's the last time y'all went and did something together? Just y'all two. When's the last time y'all go, like, I don't want to, like, it's going to sound accusatory, and I'm not trying to accuse you of anything. I'm just trying to put a different context out. Here's what healing looks like here. Your husband taking your son to breakfast every week, once a week. Mm-hmm. We never miss. It looks like once a week or once every 2 weeks, he gets a date with mom, and he's going to roll his eyes. I don't want to go. And you put on something a little extra nice, mm-hmm. and you're like, nope, we're going out.
Yes, I'm comfortable with that. One of the issues is that as much as my husband loves my children, he wasn't loved well by his parents, and he has a hard time expressing that to the kids.
Okay, he needs to get over that today. No excuse. He knows it. Sometimes us as men, we find out halfway through our kids' lives that we didn't get something when we were kids, and that moment is when the excuse ends, and we have to start acting differently, even when it's uncomfortable.
I don't think they know how to talk to each other, really.
Okay.
I've had so many.
Then I'm going to send you every questions for humans I have. Friendship decks, the dating decks, and there's going to be some weird questions in the dating, but a lot of those questions will still work. Okay. I've taken that excuse away for people for just this reason. Okay?
Okay.
My son and I spent hours last week watching YouTube and fixing our 2 riding mowers together. It was awesome.
Actually, my husband, it's funny you said that. My husband fixes lawnmowers as a side job.
Okay.
And he has, during this time period, had my son down there helping him.
That's amazing.
And he paid him $10 an hour because he didn't want to
forget
do
the
it.
pay. Forget the pay. It's the hugs and the high fives.
Right.
Yesterday, my son and I took down a chandelier and put up a ceiling fan, and it was a disaster. It was so funny. I got burned real bad. It was a mess. I tried to do it without turning the power off. And it was a whole thing. Trust me, it was not my finest moment. But I ended up having to turn the power off because I almost burned myself from the inside out. But listen.
I'm glad you're okay.
I was worth me getting shocked just because I was being stupid. But it was looking at him and me trying to bail him out when the screwing, like in a really tight spot, trying to screw a screw up. And I sat there and was like, no, let him do it.
Yeah.
And we high-fived each other. And it was like, dude, we did a thing together. And he was like, I don't think I want to be an electrician when I grow up. And I was like, I wouldn't. You know what I mean? But here's the most incredible investment. Not the words. It's the time. It's letting your kid feel like you delight in their presence. You get what I'm saying?
What if he doesn't want to?
He's 16. He doesn't get a vote.
Okay.
Or if he wants to play video games, for every 30 minutes of video games, it's 2 hours with dad, or it's 2 hours with mom.
Mm-hmm. And we shouldn't talk about this because that's all he wants to do. Like,
of course he does.
He wants to. My husband went on a business trip. I stayed home because he was so distraught about us catching him in a lie. So I stayed home, and I told him, but the deal is we're not talking about this while Dad's gone. I don't want to talk about it without Dad. And he engaged me, and I did. I talked to him about it without Dad because I want to be there for him.
You don't. I don't believe you, Jennifer. I think you want to not feel uncomfortable, and you use him for you to not feel uncomfortable. And he can't carry that weight.
That's true. I think you're right because, I was always the good one growing up.
I know, but always being the good one is a twisted way of saying it was your job to make sure everybody else wasn't mad at you.
It was. That's true.
And you should never have had that put on you as a kid. And your kid cannot carry that weight. He's a 16-year-old boy who fell head over heels, and he's got some psychological struggles like many 16-year-olds do. He sounds like a good kid. And you know what's easier? Just to go play video games. It's easier.
Mm-hmm. Well, he doesn't know what to do with himself right now because he has no electronics because we've taken him away because we're afraid he'll...
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When you take away his romantic connection, a person he feels in his soul God sent to him, and you take away his numbing device, which is in any sort of purpose he has, which is getting high scores on video games, it has to be backfilled with tethered, safe adult relationships.
But I'm so tired.
I know. But here's the thing. The way through the fatigue is not giving in. The way through the fatigue is delight. And I know that sounds nuts.
The last several times we've hung out, just me and him, it's been conversations about this, and there have been tears on both sides.
Okay.
And I think I've given him false hope because I'm like, well, what would that look like? Would we be monitored? Like if I've let him think, and honestly, in my mind,
I've been like, well, maybe just talking to her some, or maybe if she could come over and I'd sit right there between them on the couch.
Flip it around.
Sure
Flip it around, Jennifer.
safe.
Jennifer, flip it around. Do you have a daughter?
Yes.
Okay, what if her boyfriend started slapping her around? Would you give that one 3 months?
No.
Okay.
And he thinks he thinks it's different. Our son thinks it's different. He's like, she can't hurt me. She's a girl.
Well, that's, again, he is 16.
Yeah.
Here's what I want you to do. And this is going to be hard, okay? I want you to write your 12-year-old self a letter. I want you to close your eyes when we get off this call and you get by yourself. I want you to look at 12-year-old you as though you're looking in a mirror. See what she's wearing, see what your hair was like. And I want you to write her a letter that says, "Dear Jennifer, I'm so sorry." Because that 12-year-old girl is running the show in your house and you're exhausted. Let that girl go. Play, for crying out loud.
He doesn't want that. He just wants us to help him.
No. I'm not talking about him. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Jennifer. I want you to let that 12-year-old you that's inside your chest go. Let her go play. And then I want you to call a therapist in your local area. And when they do the intake, I want you to say, "My 16-year-old is struggling, and I have found myself in a deeply codependent relationship with him. And I'm finding myself considering sacrificing his safety, both physical and emotional, because I can't handle the weight of his sadness, and I need some healing. You, Jennifer, need some healing. You and your husband need to be in one mind that we are going to practice delighting in the presence of our 16-year-old son, because we've taken away all of his crutches, and then we're upset that he can't walk. Of course, he ends up every conversation in tears. And your husband might say, "I don't know what to say. My parents didn't say anything." I don't care. He's got to go learn it. If he can get on YouTube and figure out how a mower works, you can get on YouTube and figure out how to talk to your son. But more importantly, I'll send you a bunch of tools that y'all can use these questions for humans things. And often it's simply saying, "Dude, well done, son. Great job. You did it. We did it. Come give me a hug. High five. Big time." It's that easy. It's not rocket science. But the healing in your home is going to start with you, Jennifer.